Hi, good day. I'm Via Aliba, and I will be discussing welded connections in structural steel design. So before we tackle analysis and design in welded connection, we will first define what is welding. So the structural welding is a process by which the parts that are to be connected are heated and fused. So with supplementary molten metal at the joint. So here, as you can see, it is where the part where the steel is heated and fused, and after cooling, magiging connected na sila. So, a relatively small depth of material will become molten, and upon cooling, the structural steel and weld metal will act as one continuous part where they are joined. So, in this diagram, you can see a welding machine, electrode cable, electrode holder, electrode, arc, ground cable, ground clamp, and the bead. So it is a simple diagram of a arc welding, which it is the general term for the many processes that uses electrical energy in the form of electric arc to generate the heat na need for welding. So next, we will tackle about the types of welding. So the molten steel must be protected from the surrounding air, otherwise gases contained in the molten steel can combine chemically with oxygen and nitrogen in the air. So this chemical reaction leaves small pockets of gases in the weld after it has cooled down, and making it porous or yung buhaghag or yung may mga maliliit na butas. So to prevent the weld from the brittleness, may mga types of welding na ginagawa. So, ang commonly used na ginagawang type is itong shielded metal arc welding or yung SMAW, o yung submerged arc welding or yung SAW. So, ang shielded metal arc welding is ang process nito ay or ang ginagawa dito ay yung pinoprotect yung electrode by using a covered with layer of the mineral compounds, and melting of this layer during the welding produces an inert gas encompassing the weld areas. So this inert gas shields the weld by preventing the molten metal from having contact with the surrounding air. So as you can see in this figure, ito yung inert gas na napoproduce to prevent yung molten metal from having a contact in surrounding air para hindi siya maging porous and maging brittle. And this protecting layer of the electrode leaves a slag after the mold has cooled down, and the slag can be removed by cleaning and brushing. So the next type is the submerged arc welding, this figure. So sa process na to, yung arc is hindi siya visible because yung surface of the weld and the electric arc are covered by a blanket of a granular fusible material to protect it from the surrounding air ulit. So in this method, a bare metal electrode is used as filler material. Compared with SMAW, this submerged arc welding welds provide deeper penetration, and also submerged arc welding show good quality of ductility and corrosion resistance and high impact in strength. So dito sa picture makikita nyo ito yung blanket uh, na nila ito yung blanket na kino-cover yung material na nagpe-prevent sa surrounding air during welding. So next is the gas metal arc welding here. So sa process naman na to, yung electrode is continuous wire that is fed from the coil through the electrode holder. So the shielding is entirely from an externally supplied gas or gas mixture. So itong gas metal arc welding is mas using a carbon dioxide shielding, mas nagiging good siya for lower carbon and low alloy steel na madalas is ginagamit sa mga bridges and buildings. So last is the flux cord arc welding. So parang similar lang siya dito sa gas metal arc welding. Ang pinagkaiba lang is hindi continuous yung fed filler metal ng electrode and tubular and nagko-contain siya ng flux material within its core. And the core material provides the same function as does the coating in shielded metal arc welding or the granular flux in submerged arc welding. So this process is useful procedure for the field welding and in severe cold weather conditions as well as to speed up high-rise constructions. So next is the types of welds. So first is the groove welds. So groove meaning may cut siya or may bawas na narrow area sa surface niya or in a certain area. So groove weld is defined as an opening between the two joint members which provides the space to contain the metal. So groove welds are the most used welds after the fillet weld. So here are the example of groove weld. So the square weld. So here are example of groove weld. So the square groove weld. So meaning yung groove niya dito is parang square. Mag-form siya ng square. So next is the single V groove weld. So makikita niyo naman na pa-V yung groove niya. Next is yung single bevel groove weld. And parang B din siya pero parang inclined. So bevel nga. So next is the single U groove weld here. And single J groove weld. Flare V weld. So next is the flare bevel weld. So next is the fillet weld. So the fillet weld is used to join two metal pieces together at right angles or at an angle. So a fillet weld is used to join flanges to pipes and cross section of the infrastructure. It is also used for the welding cross section when the bolts are not enough strong to hold it and wear off easily. So the fillet weld, may dalawang klase tayo ng fillet weld. First is the longitudinal fillet and the next is the transverse fillet. So kaya fillet kasi ifi-fill niya lang ifi-fill niya lang 'to ng iwe-weld lang 'to. So matatawag na longitudinal fillet if itong applied shear force, itong line of action natin is parallel dito sa weld line. So yun ang longitudinal fillet. So transverse fillet naman if itong applied shear force is perpendicular dito sa ating weld line, yun yung transverse fillet. So next. So in fillet welds then it can be either equal leg or unequal leg. Dito sa equal leg or sa unequal leg, may root na tinatawag. So ito yung intersection mismo sa may original face. So the surface of the weld should have a slight convexity. So ito convexity. And in computation of the strength of the weld, however, this convexity is not taken into account and the theoretical phase here is used. So the normal distance from the root to the theoretical phase of the weld is called throat of the weld. So ito raw yun, kahit na may parang pa-convex tayo dito, hindi siya i-take into account. And parang magko-consider na natin yung itong line, which is tinatawag na theoretical phase. And from theoretical phase to the root of this intersection is tinatawag na throat. So, next is the forms of welded joints. So, commonly sa fillet weld, ito naka-under. So, first is the T-joint. So, itong T-joint is, nagpo-form siya ng T as you can see here. May steel tayo. Tapos, dito siya sa corner i-weld. Yan yung T-joint. And yung lap joint naman is kapag yung member mo, itong dalawang member mo is parang magkapatong or naka-lap over siya. And then, dito mo siya i-weld sa mismong corner. Yan. This is the corner joint. So, here dito tayo sa corner. May corner tayo dito, corner. And dito natin i-weld. Dito, weld. Pwede dito sa baba. Next is the plug and slot weld. So, the plug and slot welds are permitted for the transfer of shear force only. So, as such, they are sometimes used to transmit shear in lap joints, to join components of built-up members, or to prevent buckling of lap parts. For the design and analysis of the fillet weld, so ang ating base formula na gagamitin is here. Para makuha yung strength niya is stress multiplied by the effective area or yung FNW or the nominal stress of the weld metal is multiplied by the effective area of the weld. So, here. So for the longitudinal and transverse fillet weld naman is it's either ito or ito is i-add mo lang or gagamitan mo ng or magpa-factor ka. And syempre, ang kukunin mo lang dyan sa dalawa is yung greater value. So, as you can see, may limitations tayo. So, first is the minimum length of a fillet weld may not be less than 4 times the nominal leg size of the weld. Should its length actually be less than its value, the weld size considered effective must be reduced to 1/4 of the weld length. So, ang sinasabi lang dito is yung length of weld natin is dapat greater than or equal to 4 for or the leg. So, ito yan. Ito yung natin. For the limitations, this two. So, ang sinasabi lang dyan if may member ka na if yung may member ka dito na greater than 6 mm yung thickness, 6 mm. Ayan. So, here's your leg or yung A. So, dapat if greater than yung thickness mo is greater than 6 mm, dapat make sure na may clearance ka dito na 1.6 mm. So, yun yung point dito. So, yung pagkuha natin ng strength ng ating weld is para makuha naman yung nominal strength is ito according to the NSCP 60% of FEXX. So, 60% of the nominal strength of electrodes. So, yung EXX na yun is the filler metal electrodes for shielded arc welding. So, ayan. So, for example, ito ganito. E60XX, E70XX, or E80XX. So, yung another XX na yan is type siya ng welding rod na nagdedepende sa materials of the base metal. In design naman, we will check dito naman sa table from the NSCP, the minimum size of the fillet weld in So, depending on the material thickness of the thinner part joined. And that's all for the welded connection. Thank you.